Alright, so check this out. Got myself a new sled here. Just got it. These are excellent sleds. And they should be. They're 40 bucks. My goodness. This one here is to replace this guy. So if you can see, he's seen some better days. It's kind of sad when you have a sled that ends up like this. It was thrown together, I think, 2 years ago, just pieced together after this had already been cracked, just to try to get it through one more season so I could run this experiment with the angles on the skis. But yeah, the time for this one is done. This guy is 8 years old, I think, is when we built this. So this is actually version 2. The first sled was blue, and that was our first sled we started experimenting with. This was the second. This is the second. This is the third, and this one's really slick. This one's really lightweight, really strong. It's got these super nice cross-country skis. The idea of the skis, by the way, is to make them so that they're a lot more controllable as far as going straight and for turning. They work really well. Now that we've got them tuned up. So this is going to be generation 4, 4th generation. So what I'm going to be doing today is I've got 2 goals. Okay. So first is to move over some of the components from this sled over to this one, and that's going to be these aluminum side rails that reinforce the side, and the rope. Move the rope over. That's easy, and get the handles moved over. The handles are really nice to have. And that's the goal for this one. The goal for this one, however, is a little more tricky. So let me show you. Let me just rearrange things real quick. Let's do a breakdown real quick before I go over the problems that I'm trying to solve today. So first off, we've got these aluminum side rails that are really sweet. They strengthen up the sled, and they keep it from taking a bunch of stress down the middle and cracking down the middle. You can see we do have a little bit of a crack. I'm pretty sure this is an old one from years ago. Oh, by the way, this sled used to be the same color as that, or very close to it. You can see where we had a sticker on. It just got sun bleached. But that gives you an idea of how old this one is. This would be probably 6 years old. Anyway, got these side rails. The skis are these narrow cross-country skis, and they're just attached by this piece of hardwood, which has this nice plow shape so it doesn't get snow stuck on it. And the ski is a foam core, so in order to attach it, we had to put these rods, these dowels, through the ski as the anchor. And if we flip this over, with these screws, I think these 3 and these 2 are going all the way through into the ski. And then this rod here, this keeps the skis from flexing like this independently of each other. That's not like a real important thing, but it helps reduce the stress on the plastic is the main reason why that's good. And then we've got this thin piece of plywood down the length of it. This does a lot to strengthen it. It also makes sure the surface in here is flat. So, and that's pretty nice too. And then of course it's got these handles, and of course a nice high quality strap instead of a little string to hold on to. So, I mean, it's a pretty legit setup. Oh, and then this is really important too. It's got this foam pad on the back, so when you go off a jump and you slide back and you land with your back like this, it's not destroying your back, because that can kill. Let's take a look at this one. And it's just a small little edge without the foam on top. Makes a huge difference. It's probably one of the best things. And then this splattering stuff, this is just spray glue, and it helps it so that your slick snow pants don't just slide off. So you got a little bit of grip. It's like snow pant grip. So anyway, that's the overview of how it's done. The problem we experience with this sled is that the skis bottom out. and they clack loudly. This one's a little better. They didn't get lined up right. We made a mistake putting it together. So we tried to do these tennis balls, and that was okay. It helps a little bit, but it's not a real solution. So what I'm trying to do today is solve that, and the method I'm going to try is kind of inspired by these old snow skates. So how these work is, so if you were to take a snow skate like this, and you were to mount it with a single point in the center where you would normally mount the bindings, then what you would have is the ski would flex a lot and bottom out on the board. But that's a similar problem we're having with this. So the solution for them is they have these pivots, that are offset here and here. So the board or the ski still flexes, but it does so on 2 fulcrums instead of 1, and that allows the ends of the ski to not to depress so much, because it actually, the center is coming out a little bit to compensate for it. So it's a different system, and I'm thinking that'll work a lot better for the problem we're experiencing with this. So that's my goal for today. So I'm going to be taking this apart and trying to set it up like that. So next I need to figure out kind of the block height, and then how I'm actually going to attach to the skis. Okay, so let me show you what I got figured out. So for the hinge material, I'm actually using this flexible plastic. I'm just using Gorilla Glue construction adhesive to glue things together. So right now I've got it glued to the block here, and the block is going to be glued to the ski, and there's going to be 2 inches without any glue or screws that'll allow it to flex and move. And it's going to have that block there and this block here, and they're angled. There's only 1 point of contact, so it's able to hinge on the end. And that's basically it. That should be fairly strong, I think. So it's looking good. The one thing that remains to be seen is how well I can get this to attach to the ski. So, all right, there we go. So it's not totally finished yet, but as you can see, that worked out pretty well. It'll have the ability to flex and bend, and I've got a lot of clearance and a lot of room for the skis to move on the front. It takes a lot more force to move the skis, so as you hit stuff, it'll absorb more impact and make it so it just doesn't bottom out and hit the sled. So what I still need to do is, where the blocks of wood are glued to the sled, I need to reinforce them so that it doesn't crack the sled, because if it's just like a screw with a washer, it'll just crack the plastic. So I have to have a sheet of wood or something like that to reinforce it. But for now, it's fine as it is, because I can just, once the glue dries, I'll be able to take the screws out and it'll stay put, and I can mess with that a lot easier without having to worry about glue sliding around. So wait for this to dry, and it should be good. Also, you might notice it's kind of more of an upright position. This bracket is about 1/4 inch lower than this bracket, so it tweaks the whole angle of the sled. That should hopefully help keep the nose of the sled up out of the snow a little more when it's really deep. So I've still got to do this and move stuff from here to here, but I'll do that some other time. And after that, I'm going to be doing something similar as what I've done to this sled, to this one, once I get new skis. So So that's it. That's the that's my fun weekend project. We'll see how it ends up with the rest of it.